Hey guys, it's Bishelsy here, and welcome to episode 71 of the BFC Dynamo series. Today's episode, as you can probably tell by the title, unfortunately, I have adjusted my webcam here, so let me fix that up first of all. But as you can tell, it's still not perfect, but as you can tell, we're going to be taking on Newcastle here today, and I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I think this is a Champions League game that we can definitely win, and while I think it's going to be difficult, if you look at the Champions League phase at the moment, as you can see, Newcastle are down in 16th. So they've only got one win, two draws. They've got 0 losses, which is slightly concerning that they haven't actually been beaten yet. But I think ultimately we probably have what it takes to be that team that can actually beat them. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the lineup for that. But first of all, let's go over recent fixtures. Of course, the previous episode was Rennes and then the very disappointing loss 4-1 against Leipzig. We did follow that one up with a 1-1 draw against Heidenheim. It was an okay game, as you can see. They opened the scoring. They only had 2 shots on target, so it's sort of the old familiar, 1 or 2 shots on target for 1 goal, 2 goals perhaps. Puljic got us a goal back at centre-back. I think it was a corner. And then, Perez and Gavidel both getting goals disallowed for offside. A bit of a frustrating draw, that one. We bounced back in the next game against Hanover. A 1-0 away victory. Again, Perez with a disallowed goal. Luckily for us, Gel got a 91st minute winner off the bench. And Perez also getting an assist there. And they had 2 shots on target, and we actually kept a clean sheet with Melges getting a 7.4. Nice little victory there. The next game after that one was probably the most impressive win we've got so far this season. 3-0 victory. 3-0 victory over PSG. As you can see, Perez starting to come into his own a little bit, scoring the opening goal for this game. Nagtagal on the score sheet in the second half there. And then the final goal of the game, once again from Perez, with Gel picking up the assist. So very, very solid performance from our players there. The next game, though, they went back to their old ways. It was a 4-1 defeat coming at the hands of Bayern Munich. And as you can see, Perez with a 6-match rating. Didn't do very well. They were essentially 4-0 up. And it probably could have been more, to be honest. They had 12 shots on target throughout the game. And our defense looked terrible. Absolutely terrible. Puljic, Adidas Saikan, both of them just really not doing too well in this game. Gel missed a penalty. He then got a goal in the 83rd minute, 2 minutes later, with Gavidel picking up the assist off the bench. Havicic with a 5.9 was pretty embarrassing as well. We bounced back in the next game, however, a 2-1 victory in the DFB Pokal second round. This coming against Gladbach as well. They opened the scoring in the 7th minute. Havicic bouncing back from that previous rating with a goal for himself there. Perez then got our second goal for us. And then luckily, Melges with a big save in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time. Pretty much got us the win, really. Solid performance. Dukic coming up with an assist there as well. Traore getting an assist there for Perez's goal. And the most recent game played was a 1-0 away victory against Stuttgart. So we do find ourselves in pretty good form at the moment. I know we've suffered sort of 2 really bad defeats against Leipzig and Bayern Munich this season. But this 1-0 victory here against Stuttgart, Gavidel, 87th minute winner. Very impressive. I mean, Adidas Saikan had a goal disallowed. I think it was a foul off of a corner, if I remember correctly. But another 3 points. The defense played really well. Dusak's been playing well in midfield, which is surprising because I thought it was going to be Dimitriev that was going to be the better performer. But Dusak, he's holding his own at 19 years old. So a very, very impressive player. As far as the league table goes, I'll move you guys down the bottom here. Move the face cam down the bottom. This is how it sits. We're currently in 10th place. We're on 15 points. 15 points is sort of bang mid-table, realistically. if we win our game in hand, which will be our second game of this episode, it'll pretty much, well, it potentially could shoot us up into like 7th, maybe even 6th place, depending on results. So it's not panic stations yet, but I don't really like where we find ourselves in the league at the moment, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll move you guys back up the top. Probably should have tried to fix the face cam before starting the episode. Anyways, we've still only got a 500,000 per week budget, which is ridiculous when you think that Bayern Munich has, I believe, 5.5 million per week. And I was looking at our sponsorship. So I showed you guys those pictures previously last season. I think we've slightly gone up. I think we're at like 1.2 or 1.3 million sponsorship per season. But it doesn't even make a dent. We're not even at like a quarter of the 17th place team, which is one above us in terms of sponsorship revenue. So it's a bit of a ridiculous sort of scenario. Anyway, let's get a lineup here for Newcastle. We are going to be taking them on at St. James's Park as well, which I think is pretty cool. I have rested the whole team to try and get them fit for this one because we did just play a couple of days ago against Stuttgart. So wanted them to all be fit. I don't think we'll need to rest. We've got sort of a 4-day gap between this game and the next game for today's episode, being Gladbach. So looking forward to that one. The lineup is going to be Melges in goals. We've got Nagtagal at right back, Adidas Sakan, and Pulisic will be the centre halves. We've got Traore. I feel like the back line's pretty settled at the moment. We're very... I don't want to say rock solid because we're not rock solid. We've conceded 4 goals twice already this season. But that back line has a good balance to it. I feel like the wing-backs are quite good and the centre halves are quite solid defensively, albeit the sort of average ratings don't really look that way at the moment. Like I mentioned, Dusak, very good in midfield at the moment. Dmitriev, I mean, he hasn't performed too well. I might bring him back in today, and we'll put him in there for Newcastle. Regragui, again, hasn't been too good either. Sort of rotating the 3 of them around at the moment. Dukic is sort of taking Bednarek's position. Bednarek's been very, very poor this season so far. Pavicic, he's had his bad moments, but overall, if we go back to the main screen here for a second, I mean, Pavicic has got the highest average rating, and he got a 5.9 in one of those games. He's also got 5 assists so far this season. And again, he's got 2 Man of the Match awards, along with Gavadel and Dukic. So he's looking good. Gel's currently the top scorer, although I'm assuming Perez will probably take that role the longer the season goes on. Gavadel's playing well up top as well when he is sort of called upon. I've been giving him a lot of game time off the bench. Don't really know how good it is for his development to be coming off the bench. I'd probably rather be starting him, which might happen later in the season. We'll see how we go with Perez and Gel. I'm hoping that Perez will start firing like he has already started to. And then we can slowly sort of move Gel into the bench as that rotation option and have Gavadel come into the first team. Because I think Gavadel realistically has better potential ability than both Perez and Gel together. So I want him to reach that potential because I think he's already labelled as a wonder kid and I think he could literally become a world-class player. Perez, while still young, I feel like his pace and his physicals let him down a little bit to the point where he might not become an elite level player, if that makes sense. He's very, very good on paper though. Very good. Anyway, let's advance here. It's pretty much the same team I've been playing week in, week out for the most part. Like I said, Reguagui's coming in a little bit as sort of a midfield rotation option. I'm just going to tell the boys to go out there and take off from where they left off last game. I mean, a nice little clean sheet against Stuttgart was quite good. Anyway, there is Newcastle's team. They've still got Ali, Tonali, Gui, Centurion up top's a very good striker. I've seen him. I think he's on my shortlist actually. But let's do this. Let's hopefully get another 3 points here in the Champions League. I think we can beat Newcastle. I definitely think we can, and we're actually in a very good position, almost for automatic qualification to the second round. So we'll see how we go. Cluj are actually beating Leipzig at the moment. That's very interesting. And we're 30 minutes in and we haven't had a highlight so far. Newcastle haven't even had a shot on target. We've actually had one shot on target. And we're approaching half-time. I'm going to quickly ease Nagtagal off tackles. He's picked up a yellow card, so we'll get that in there. And it's pretty much going to be half-time. Not a lot doing, but you know what? It's not exactly a bad thing. They've made a substitution there at half-time as well. Adida Sycan, 7.2 rating. And we have the first highlight of the game, 53rd minute. It's actually kind of hard to see my players. The grass here, or the lighting, I guess, at St. James's Park, looking a little bit strange. All right, Dusak back to Nagtagal, into Pavicic. To Gel, good turn. Ooh, and Gel puts it in the back of the net. That's a nice goal. Honestly, I think if he passed it to Perez, he might have actually scored as well. But yeah, very solid goal. All right, Newcastle with a free kick. It's a good free kick. It hits the post and it's tapped in. Is he offside though? I don't think he is. That's going to be a goal awarded. That's frustrating because we technically looked really good up until we scored the goal, I guess. And now, all of a sudden, maybe the floodgates are going to start to open. Hidalgo coming down this left-hand side. Good tackle there by Nagtagal. He is on a yellow card. Ooh, that's a strong tackle there. Centurion, and he finds the back of the net. I told you, he's a really good striker. Okay. Just going to pause it there. I'm going to make some subs. Dukic for Bednarek. And then one of the midfielders. I'll go Dusak just because he's a little bit more fatigued. And we'll get Reguagui out there. I mean, the defense was playing really well up until that free kick, essentially. And we find ourselves 2-1 down. And from that point, we haven't really done anything. We do have the ball now, though. Reguagui goes back to Puljic. He needs to not lose the ball. Bednarek. I need Bednarek to step up. All right, Adidas again. Out to Nagtagal. Bit of space. Nice ball to Gel. Get in there. Please be onside. Is he on? I think he might be on. He looked like he was onside. We need this equaliser big time. Get in there. Gel with a brace. I said Perez might catch up to him. I mean, Gel's an absolute superstar for us. Has been for a very long time. Oh, we win the ball back in midfield there as well. Oh, that was dangerous. That was Gel on for his hat-trick. Anyway, we win it back. Nagtagal once again winning possession. We do give it away, though. Bit of a poor ball up to Gel. It looks like Newcastle are trying to play out from the back, looking a little bit nervous. They do have some absolute quality players, though. That Ali player, the winger, he's incredible. I think he's a legit world-class player. They go back. Ali, it's taken a deflection as well. 3-2 to Newcastle. I'll show you his profile. He's a very good new gen player. Very good. I feel like we're a little bit unlucky in this one. Definitely unlucky. It's a little bit frustrating. I thought we did enough there to get the draw. And that does actually knock us out of the automatic qualification into that second round. And it actually puts Newcastle above us. Oh, that's frustrating. Very frustrating. Let me show you Ali. So Gel actually got man of the match. You can believe that. But this is Ali. Worldwide reputation. He's an elite winger. He's only 24. But he is absolutely beastly. And as you can see, you can understand why we conceded to him. Ethiopian as well, which I think is very interesting, albeit coming through Benfica. Quite a decent, interesting sort of... I love those obscure nation players that come through and that become world-class like Ali. Anyway, we're going to move on from that one. We need to move on. We need to get back to league action. So I'm going to skip forward the 5 days, and I'll join you guys back for the lineup against Gladbach. Going to be another very tough game. All right, so let's get into the lineup. I've made a couple of changes, pretty much fatigue changes, really. So Padaruth is going to come in, the 21-year-old Englishman. He's going to come in at centre-back. He's a big boy. He doesn't have a lot of pace, but he's 196 centimetres. He's pretty good defensively, lacking a little bit in the sort of mentals, but has, decent enough positioning. We're going to give him the start. Adida Saikan. He's a little bit fatigued. Didn't play too well last game either. Dimitriev's going to come out as well. Like I said, I've been swapping Reguagui for all three of them, sort of. The midfield's... It's looking a little bit iffy at the moment, that whole situation. I think it's probably our weakest position at the moment. I thought getting Dimitriev in would sort of alleviate some of those problems. I know he's a natural left back and he's not exactly a natural defensive midfielder, but he is very, very well suited to that position. I think once we give him this first season under his belt, I think he'll become very good. I'm just... a little bit nervous. Like I said, Dusak's been performing pretty good as of recent. I need him to just develop a little bit more, if that makes sense, and become sort of that wonder kid player that hopefully he will eventually get labelled as. So yeah, Reguagui's come in. I'm going to stick with Dukic and Pavicic. I thought about Bednarek coming in on the left-hand side, and then up top we've got a force change as Gel picked up a bit of a knock after last game. So I think with that, I'm going to go with Aponza. So Aponza just recently got likes to round keeper. He developed that player trait. So I kind of like that. And he does have 5-star potential, and I don't really ever use him. He's only 20 years old as well, the young Colombian. So we'll put him in there. Maybe he can come in for Dukic instead of Bednarak potentially. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that is the starting lineup there. Everyone else is exactly the same, apart from those that I just previously mentioned. And it's a big game. Gladbach, I know we beat them recently in the Cup, but in the league, Gladbach are actually coming third at the moment. So it's making me a little bit nervous. Also, I don't know if I mentioned or not, but we're back at the MDCC Arena, which is Magdeburg Stadium. The 28,000 capacity. Just in case you guys were wondering if I haven't mentioned it already. I don't think I mentioned either of the last 2 episodes. So that is where we are currently, and that is because our stadium is being expanded, which was out of my hands. They expanded it without me even asking. So yeah. Anyway, we've got a 28,000 capacity stadium for this season, so hopefully we can sell that out and actually make a decent amount of sort of attendance money going forward. Padaruth with a big winning header there. And Traoré, he gives the ball away. I don't know why he did that, but we win it back anyway. Back out to Traoré. Gavadel. I need him to start scoring. If he can justify being in the starting lineup, and I don't see why I wouldn't be playing him week in, week out. So that'd be really cool to see. And then I can just pump Gavadel through games, especially while he's young at 18. Just try and capitalize on as much of that potential ability that he has. All right, Perez with a corner. Puljic, get in there. Good start. He always comes up with a goal from the corner. Puljic does. Always. Popping up with a goal here and there. And sometimes they're very, very important. All right. Gladbach, they seem to have possession now. Pizarro on this left-hand side for them. Good ball into Reyes. Mexico's somewhere I think I want to look for transfers next. They're a little bit more on the pricey side, but they have a lot of really good new gen players that are young, around the sort of 18 to 23-year-old mark. I mentioned Brazil at the start of this season as well. I would like to go back in. Hopefully next season, with the reputation increase from the Champions League, we'll be able to attract a higher level of more established player. Some of those guys from Brazil were like 26, 24, and they just didn't want to speak to me. I think the 24-year-old was Argentinian, but I think there was 3 Brazilians, 1 Argentinian that I was really looking at that are sort of that elite level. Anyway, we go into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Very good stuff. I'm not going to curse myself with the old shots on target, but it's looking good for us at the moment. All right, Gladbach, they're coming forward now in this sort of first 5-minute period of the second half. And they look like they're coming out with a bit of a purpose as well. Bit of a man over there as well on this their left-hand side, our right-hand side. In the box. Ooh, apparently that might be a penalty. That's very frustrating. I think it's hit Dukic's hand. I'm assuming that's going to be, yeah, there we go. Penalty awarded for Gladbach. Dukic hit it off his arm. Come on, Melges. Big save. Bummer. All right. Just going to ease a few people off tackles. Dukic is on a yellow card as well. Adaruth. That's really frustrating because we were playing well up until that point. And all of a sudden, they're back on level terms. It's just a bit of a freak penalty to give away. Maybe a lack of concentration, potentially. All right, let's make some subs. Who's not playing too well? Dukic is coming off. We'll go with Aponza. We'll give him a game. A little bit of game time. 30 minutes. Do what you can do. I know you're not match fit, but just get out there. Cause some problems. What? Do we go Bednarek as well? For Pavicic? I think we will. Let's do that. Double change. All right, Perez with a corner. Can Puljic get another one? Doesn't make it to him. Gavadel, deflection as well. Oh, bummer. All right, time sticking away. Might hit him with a little bit of encouragement. See if they can light a fire up their backside. It's not looking good. All right, Traore to Regragui, up to Aponza. What can he do with it? Lays it back. Ooh, penalty referee. Referee, thank you very much. Oh, we've got to score this penalty. Regragui was brought down in the box. And there we go. Penalty awarded. Who is going to take it? I don't actually know who that is. It's Dusak. He scores it. I don't know why Dusak's taken it. I don't actually know if he's good at penalties or not, but that's his first goal of the season there. And we're 2-1 ahead. very impressive to once again be ahead of Gladbach with how good their team is. I guess the real question is, can we hold on to get the win here, get all 3 points? Dusek with a nice little interception there. Unfortunately, not good enough to clear it away. And that's offside, I think. Alunga. I think that's offside. I'm pretty sure that is. Yes, offside. Goal disallowed. And we're still 2-1 up. All right. Another highlight. Puljic to Padaruth. Oh, no. Don't do it to me like this, please. Oh, he's missed the target. Thank goodness. Padaruth with an absolute howler of a mistake there. And for somehow, some way, we don't get penalised. Oh, man. We're in the last minute of stoppage time. Gladbach coming forward. We clear our lines out of the 6-yard box. Still oh, no way. I thought that was a penalty. Oh, I'm so upset. Why are they doing this to me? Their goalkeeper was up then as well. Why are my team looking like they're giving away a penalty in the 94th minute? I know they didn't, but that just gave me like a mini heart attack. Oh, okay. We get the 2-1 victory over Gladbach. That's actually a very, very good win for us. Going to boost us back up. We're in 9th place. I mean, 3 points behind 5th, so that's okay. I'm not too concerned. That was a very important win against 3rd place Gladbach. We will take that. We've actually got Borussia Dortmund up next, so sort of 2 back-to-back really tough games. As you can see, I'm in the process of selling Jason Legg to FC Cologne for 1.5 mil. So I'll accept that on camera. You guys can see it. Puljic, man of the match. Very good to see. And now we've got issues with Bednarek. So let's do this on camera. I always usually try and get the assistant to try and do something there. I mean, it didn't work. And he wants a new contract, so I'll just promise to give him one at the end of the season. Which, at the moment, is perfectly fine. Marciano Racima. 1.7 mil transfer for him. Of course, one of our former loan players was very, very good back in the day. And he's getting a nice move. Bit of game time for him, moving to Lecce. Fair play. I like that. I like to keep players that we've used on the shortlist just to see where they end up and if they develop to a certain level. I was looking. Who was I looking at recently? Naranjo. Just before this episode started, I was looking at Naranjo, who is still at Real Oviedo. He's on a 6.37 for the season so far. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. We came so close against Newcastle to actually getting a result. Just to put it into perspective for a second, I know I said I was going to end the episode. Right here. Best 50 players in the world. Ali is first. He's currently the best player in the world by the Goal 50 standards, right? You look at these other players, all right, we got Man City, you got Arsenal, you got Real Madrid, and then you got Newcastle again. So that's, I'm not going to even try and say this guy's name. Verlichstonk? We'll go with Verlichstonk. He's their other winger on the left-hand side. He's also a world-class player. As you can see, worldwide reputation, elite winger. They got 2 of the best players in the world, in the top 10. So, yeah, I think a 3-2 loss against Newcastle was actually a pretty decent result. I know we don't actually get anything from it, but it's kind of respectable in a way, in a weird way. Anyway, win against Gladbach, very good. If you guys could drop a like on the video and help it out with the algorithm, would be much appreciated. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you next episode. Take it easy and goodbye.